Hello, everybody. We are very, very glad to see you today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our writing sprints. So, backstage, we were just talking about Robert's demonetization video because his channel was demonetized recently on YouTube, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But first, let's introduce ourselves before we just dig right into our topic and say hi to our friends in the chat. So I'm super excited about that. Let's get started with Caro, who is right here and in charge of keeping me on track today. Caro, tell us a little about you and your awesome channel.
Hello, my name is Carol Brown. I also write romance under the name of Faye Black. My channel is basically me talking about different parts of writing. I think the video I was there. I made the video. I had a video come out about Mary Sue's on Monday. So if you're curious about my thoughts and opinions on Mary Sue's and how they work and how they don't work, that's there for you. I'm here today to actually get something together for a scriptwriter because I am very busy. And I don't have time to write the script that I want to write. So I'm going to brain dump as many details, organize them, and then send it to the person that's going to write it. So that's what I'm going to do.
Very nice. What's the script writer for?
The script writer? That's for a comic that I want to do next year.
Cool. All right. That's awesome. Fascinating. Speaking of comics, story detective Robert Brown is here. Robert Brown. Robert Jones, a.k.a. Carol Brown's friend, Robert Jones.
And the aliases, but
he's got the better hair.
I am Robert Jones, and I have devoted my life to telling stories through words and pictures. And my channel is devoted to that, putting those storytelling techniques together, those techniques from my experience and my trials and failures, so that you might learn something from it. And today I'm actually going to be trying to figure a way out of my sticky situation with editing. So I will be editing my manuscript and vlogging it a bit while the stream is going on.
There's going to be a lot of chit-chatting or like talking, I think, today. I was telling you guys backstage that I am going to be dictating today. I'm still, like, I started writing this morning and I'm still writing now, and obviously I'll write through the stream, but I'm dictating this morning, and so that should be wildly entertaining, or just I'll just look like a person who sort of lost my mind. So Michelle Schusterman, fellow dictator, tell us all about you and your awesome channel.
Okay, I'm Michelle Schusterman. I'm an author of middle grade and young adult, and now adult fiction as well. And my channel is writing workshops and traditional publishing chat and blogs. And today I'm going to be working on my next middle grade novel.
Yay! Excellent. Very, very nice. Thank you so much for being here, all of you guys. I'm Lisa Daly. I'm a traditionally published / indie published / hybrid the hybrid means all those things, author, and I am working on my first ever series, which is a hockey romance series. I have to kind of keep going back to the drawing board. Michelle posted a video yesterday, I think. They all start to progress, Write Club progress video. Yeah, right. About how you are writing about Perth, Australia, and you have to like keep going back to sort of do these little research details. Well, I love hockey and I've watched hockey for a long time, but I didn't realize until I started digging into this book, which is not a ton about hockey. It's really more about the romance. But there are things where I had to go back and like, what is that called again? Or what's this? So I am fortunate that I have a hockey king in the next room, so I can generally ask him. But it does slow me down. So anyway,
it's interesting how that no matter what we do, there's those days that for research or other problems where we still are forced to educate ourselves, try new things, and that never stops.
No. Well, and it's bad. So usually when I need research, I will just make a note, like find out about, blah, blah, blah here, how to make craft beer in your garage. Like I will usually make little notes to myself in the manuscript and keep going. And I think it is both an advantage and a disadvantage to have the horror geek right in the, right next to me, because I can stop and ask him like, hey, what is there a thing for this, or what's this called, or what's this term? So it does kind of like, it seems like it's faster, but it does kind of take me out of the moment. So I might need to like go back to my, like what I have always done, which is just make a note and then I can just come back to him and talk hockey, like one thing after another. But sometimes it sticks with you, right? I think that Michelle was having this issue with Perth, is that sometimes you really do need to know the thing before you can go any further. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's a challenge. Okay, so we are going to talk today about Robert's video. He was recently demonetized by YouTube because he had taken a break on his channel. On his channel about writing, he has taken a break to write. And YouTube, and the funny thing is, you don't really think about, like, you think about like, oh, I'm going to get to this 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time, and like that you were going to arrive. It's like how people think about happiness. Once I have these 4 things, I'm going to be happy. And I never really thought about the fact that if you don't maintain that, obviously you're going to keep your subscriber numbers, but if you don't maintain the watch time, that YouTube will just yank that away. Yeah.
Right.
All right. So we're going to talk about that. First, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. JC is here. Hello, JC. We're super glad to see you today. CO Savvy, 60th Independence Anniversary in Trinidad, but I still have to work as it's an American company, so does the holiday still count?
Aw.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
a lot of coffee breaks today. Totally counts. That's awesome. Yeah, you should take a personal day today. Claude is here. Hello, Claude. We're very glad to see you today. Sako's here. Hello, Sako. We're super happy to see you today. Hello, Morgan. We're very glad you're here. Mama Ward is here. Hello, Lavolis. I like to be a Lavoli. I think I like Lavoli. It's nice. Very nice. Having kitten office assistants today. Very nice. BookTube Goddess, we're super glad you're here today. Yay! We are very, very glad you are here. Thank you so much for being here, and we hope you can make it again every week. We love to have you. Cool Gamer's here. Hello, Cool Gamer. Very glad to see you. Everybody's here today. Hello, Bonnie. Bonnie being Bonnie. Love that. Very nice. CEO says, for the record, I'm always curious to know Caro's thoughts, just so we're clear. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Mama Ward says, I'm scheduling random videos to post while my laptop is being repaired just for the views. Well, that's an interesting strategy. All right, fantastic. Nihilist Geek is here. Hello. We are very glad to see you today. Mama says the watch time is everything to their algorithm. You know what's weird though? I feel like sometimes you get, so the Horror Geek does pretty well on YouTube. He has like 60,000 subscribers now, which is phenomenal. Makes a nice chunk of change off that. And he has excellent watch time, but he sort of feels like he gets penalized for longer videos. Like there's kind of more of a sweet spot, like I think he said like a 15-minute sweet spot. Often his are like 20 or 25. So I found that really interesting. Everybody's happy to see the dogs or hear the dogs. BookTube Goddess is getting demonetized sucks. It took me years to get monetized, and I only make like $10 a month, right? I think that we all start that way for sure. But it's the principle of the thing. Yes, exactly. Totally agree with you on that. Hi, Allie. Very nice to see you. Nihilist Geek says he's just finishing Mike. That's a Horror Geek. Mike's latest video. It was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah. So very, very nice. I encourage people to watch my longer videos on 1.5 speed. All right, that's good. And we can all watch a lot of Rob's videos, to be honest. Right? True. So, it's so funny. I have the comprehension that Rob is a nickname for Robert. And there are probably people in your life. Do people call you that, Rob? I mean, Nyla Ski calls you Rob. Probably
Sometimes,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, right. But I think because I met you as Robert, that I always think of you as Robert and not Rob. It's not funny.
Most people do call me Robert.
Yeah.
I've had very few people call me Robert and fewer call me Bob. Bob seemed to, in
Right.
my life, be like the junior version of Robert. So they called me that when I was a little kid. So I'm stuck thinking that Bob is the childhood Robert, and Robert is the adult version.
Or Bobby. One of my really good friends is married to a Bob, so I always think of Bob's as like being like an older Southern man. Bob. Bob.
It's interesting how we all have different
I know, right?
perspectives.
It's just because that he's the Bob that I know the best. Yeah, and also that what was that movie with What About Bob? With that was insane. Okay. Let's see. Claude says, since I've learned about how watch time helps, I always let the streams play even if I'm not in front of the computer. Right? So today when you're out walking your dog, make sure that you put Robert's channel on just to have going on in the background. That's exactly right. YouTube better watch out with demonetizing Bat Sith. He'll put them under a Sherlockian microscope. Yes. That's
Yes.
coming for you, YouTube. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So, yeah, okay. So let's talk about that. Actually, let's do our 5-minute warm up first, and then we're going to come back and talk about that. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, fantastic. I am going to put this bad boy up on the put that timer up. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. I actually had it up this time. Look at that. And it still takes me a minute to get it going. All right, here we go. So we are going to go ahead and do a 5-minute warm-up sprint. You can get your document open if you need that. You can get your giant thing of iced tea or water or whatever it is you're drinking today, or think about what it is that you want to accomplish on our sprints today. All right, let's get started with a 5-minute warm-up sprint in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. All right, fantastic. How did everybody do on that 5-minute warm up?
Very good. I think about 300 words, a little over 300.
Ooh, so fancy. I just started with the dictation and then I had to get something else going because it's spelled warehouse, Warehaus. What? I know. That's the thing about dictation software is that you occasionally have some surprises. So let's go around and everybody talk about what they are going to be working on today. And you guys in the chat, let us know what you're planning on working on today as well. So I'm going to start with you, Michelle. What are you working on today?
My goal is to get 2 more chapters written of my middle grade novel that is set in Australia and it's about penguins.
I love penguins.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Story Detective, you are still muted. What are you working on today?
Oh, sorry. I'm working on trying to get back to editing my manuscript where I left off. I kind of started typing out some random ideas yesterday. I thought just leave the page alone, go to a different document. I actually use my typewriter and just start writing imagery and feeling from the character's emotions and hope that I can reinsert some of that into the scene that I'm working on.
Awesome. Fantastic. Carol, what are you working on today?
I'm working on 1-page synopsises for each of the issue chapters, so that way when I send it to the writer, it will be concise and it will follow my vision, hopefully. I will more than likely still have to edit whatever they do, but that's fine.
That's okay. That's good. Is it okay, here's a question for the crowd. Is it synopsis? Synopsi? Synopses?
I've always heard it as synopsis, so I'm happy to be corrected.
No,
plural. Synopsis, many synopsis.
Synopsis.
I figured it was like moose. I figured it was like moose, where you say one and it could be one or it could be a bunch of them.
Could be 100. Could be, or it could be like mouse, mice.
Mooses.
You're right. Okay. If anybody knows, okay. Betty Bright says all 3. All right. Very, very. And synopsis. I think it is too. I think synopsis is the plural of synopsis. So that's my vote too, but I'm not sure. You never know. All right, BookTube Goddess, which is an awesome name, by the way. Working on middle grade hard sci-fi today. Love that. Love it. Love it. Bennu is starting on book 2. Laura Nettles is here. Hello, Laura. We're very, very glad to see you today. Let's see. Swinton's here. Hi, Swinton. Working on notes for my copy editor. Very nice. Ooh, Nihilist Geek comes in with the save. In Greek, the plural is synopsis too, but a different spelling. Is the spelling ES? I'm curious. All right. Very nice. CEO Savvy says penguins are adorable in their little permanent tuxedos and forever soulmates.
They are.
They are. Hi, Shannon. Very, very. Oh, thank you so much. We are super glad you are here today. Very, very glad to see you. Let's see. So Shannon is attending a free science fiction conference by Pro Writing Aid. So I'll be in and out, leaving this up for your watch time. Aw, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Mama Ward getting ready for my, I don't know this. Is it hashtag and something daybook challenge after finishing hashtag August 80K. Good for you. Morgan's working on her newsletter. All right, very, very nice. All right, Nihilist Geek says synopsis is the closest I can think of. All right, good to know. Thank you so much, Geek. How has the conference been, Shannon? I would like to know that as well. Let us know. It's been great. Love to talk with Anthony Weir, author of The Martian. Super cool. Very, very nice. I'm going to be writing some romance today. That's my big plan. Anybody? Michelle's working on that. Robert and Carol. Yeah. So all of us have talked about it. Okay. Fantastic. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and do our first 20-minute writing sprint. When we come back, we're going to talk about demonetization.
Wow, I didn't have to prompt you or anything.
I know, right? I'm so I'm now starting to get into the zone on this book, and I'm feeling really happy about it. So that
I'm
is
so
pretty
proud of you.
awesome. Thank you
So
so
proud.
much. Swinton says, I love Michelle's
Aw.
newsletter.
Thank
I'm
you.
also proud of you, Michelle. Very, very nice.
Lucia,
So
can I tell you something really funny real quick?
yeah, always.
This is 100% on me. Due to human error that I will not get into the details of, but massive technical errors, I realized I kind of had 2 separate signups for my newsletter going, and I was only sending it to one group. So I finally realized this because people were contacting me and being like, "You keep talking about your newsletter, but I don't get them." Merged it together. Turns out I have 1,800 people on there.
Nice.
I thought I wasn't even at 1,000 yet, so I feel real dumb, but I figured it out.
That's good. That's very good. So yeah, I mean, if you want, we can talk about like how to keep that together. It is good if you have them coming from different places. Like if you have YouTube, a list where people come from YouTube versus a list where people come from like your website.
Right.
That's great to know where people are coming from.
Right.
But yeah, when you send out, you want to make sure that you're sending out to everybody who wants to get it. So I wonder if I'll get it now, because I felt like I had signed up for your newsletter, but I wasn't getting it. And last week when we talked about, I was thinking like, oh, I got to go back there and sign up again. So, so I'll check through and see, but if not, I'll go sign up again. Mama Ward says 1,800. That's amazing. It really is very, very nice.
Yay.
Very cool. All right. Excellent. Okay, let's go ahead. I do totally love that story. That's like such a newsletter thing. I have one of my launch clients, we had like set up, and he's like a big author and he has like a great series. He's won a ton of awards. And we'd put up the first book in the series as a newsletter magnet. And it was just not like, we were just not getting any. I'm like, why are we not getting anybody on his list? Like, it was a real shock to me. But it just turned out it was like an integration issue. So there were a ton of people that had signed up to get it. They just hadn't migrated yet over to his actual list. So once I figured that out, I was like, okay, because I was like, what is going on here? So CO Savvy says, I was so excited about Michelle's newsletter. I signed up with 2 different emails. Love that, right? Twice as nice, twice as much Michelle. I think that's awesome. All right, you guys, I am going to share our 20-minute timer. We are going to get rolling here. Dun, dun, dun. All right, you guys, let's get going. We're going to do a 20-minute sprint this time. Right, like the wind, or get your coffee. All right, good luck. All right. Very nice, everybody. How did you guys do?
Good, I think.
Well, I was talking a lot, so I'm pretty sure that I did all right. So I was very self-conscious at first, and then after about, I don't know, a minute, I was not even cognizant that people were watching me talk to myself on camera. So there was that until the end, and then I was very aware. So, all right. All right. So, how about you, Caro? How'd you do?
I did fine. I outlined another 2 issues, so I'm hoping that I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope I'll have another 5 done by the end if we keep at this up.
Love that. That's fantastic. How about you, Michelle?
I was just trying to look at the word count, but that was really good. I don't know.
Right.
700 words.
Something in there. I know with turning off the thing, I don't like it's hard to now that I'm not writing in Scrivener, it's not so quick because I don't think there's a word count thing in Dictate. Is there? No, there is not.
I don't see one. I have to paste it in. It was almost 1,000, so that was actually.
Oh, that's fantastic. Good for you. Very, very nice. I thought this was really funny. Michelle and Rosa's newsletter too. Pup dates are really fun. I love that.
Thank you.
If you're not calling it a pup date, you definitely should be.
I am.
Okay, that's very, very nice. Benu says, so glad speech to tech has really improved. Love Otter. Arthritis sucks. I still have a million books to write. Right? Me too. Very, very nice. Mama Ward got 406. Very nice. I'm very glad to hear it. Okay. Let us know, you guys. I also did well. I also have no idea how many I did, but I did a lot. I was gabbing away through the whole thing. The only thing that I would say to improve that dictation software is that I would like to be able to go in there and edit like a word that without having to stop it, edit, and then restart. That's the one thing that I don't like super care for. BookTube Goddess says, how do you guys write so fast? I did 265 words. Right, dictation.
So fast.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but still 265 is phenomenal. That is fantastic.
Yeah, that's
proud of that.
Speed.
Yeah.
Although I started using Dictate for my YouTube scripts, so
that's good. That's really good. Very, very nice. I have to say, I mean, like I said, I've used dictation in various forms over the years, but I feel like this program gets rid of the frustration that I have previously felt, which is like the stop and start thing. And also it's pretty accurate. So I'm excited about that, with the exception of some of the weird stuff. All right. Mama Ward says, hashtag no words left behind. Right? That's exactly right. And Tina's here with us today. Hello, Tina. We're very glad to see you today. All right. So, you guys, our topic du jour is YouTube demonetization. Several of us have taken breaks over the last like year and a half, right? I mean, I'm kind of half on, half off, right? I've been doing the live streams, which is probably what has saved me watch time wise, right? And I have a couple of videos. I have like how to structure a romance novel, and then I have like a how to structure a self-help book, and those actually continue to bring me pretty good numbers of views. So although I don't know that they could save my channel on their own if I was not doing weekly live streams. So for everybody who did not see your video, Robert, tell us, give us a little wrap up of what happened.
Well, as we said, numbers are everything to YouTube. I did 5 videos in the whole of last year, and this year I haven't done any. And when you fall below a certain watch time level, apparently they can demonetize you. So you're pretty much set back to square one in terms of getting all of those hours back. I have close to 4,000 hours, and that's like a long time, years of work for my viewing. And it's disheartening in a way, a little discouraging, but at the same time, that's not why I started my channel. So once I got over being pissed off, I said, you know what, I'm just going to go back to what I normally do. Forget the numbers because it's a game. And when you think about it, those numbers had a completely different threshold a couple of years ago till their golden boys started getting in trouble because they let them do whatever they want to do. And
Right.
they still do. The people that pay for it are the smaller channels, and they raise that threshold to 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. And why do we have to prove ourselves on that level? If you're making good content, you're making good content. And
Yeah.
we all have to practice to get better at it. And YouTube is still making money. They just don't want to share their little fraction of a cent until you get to a certain
Right.
threshold.
They just don't want to give it to you.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that, well, and that's it. Like, you have to, I think a lot of people feel like once you hit 4,000 hours of watch time in the space of a year, that is, that, ta-da, I've arrived. And that's not it. You have to maintain that.
Mm-hmm.
That's like if you go on a diet and then you finish the diet and you're like, woohoo, I lost 22 pounds. I'm going to celebrate with a big slice of cake. Then, right, you have to continue, like, eating well. If you eat cake every day, then you're going to, that sounds really delicious, actually. If you eat cake right, but you don't get to, like, maintain that that weight loss from your, eating lettuce and chicken, that if you're going to change how you eat again. That was a terrible analogy. You guys are, thank God, so smart, so you all got it. Even though I bungled what I was trying to say, at least you all know what I'm talking about. And also, let's eat cake. There was a fascinating study that a couple of years ago that found that people who eat a slice of cake first thing in the morning actually eat better throughout the day because they've already sort of had their dessert. I thought that was I'm like, this maybe could work for me. Maybe not. Okay. Right. Okay. So BookTube Goddess says, I don't understand why they don't just monetize everyone who turns on ads. Ads give them money, whether it's 1 view or 1,000. That's the truth. They are still monetizing it, though. They're just not giving any of it to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And they have stuck ads in people's videos who aren't monetized if they look like they're going to be producing something that they're not going to be embarrassed or embarrass their corporate sponsors and advertisers and all that. So
And
you can easily get commercials, just not any kind of money for that.
Right. Right.
You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but like if we make a video and we turn off monetization on that video, they can still put ads on it if they want
that,
to.
Right.
Money for it.
Right. That's what happened to me. So I have like the beach timers that I made for our sprints, and they don't have ads on them. And when a couple of weeks ago, do you guys remember? I was like shocked because right in the middle of a writing sprint, there's an ad, and I'm like, wait a minute. And we've been using the same timer for a couple of years now. And there were ads on there, and I was really unhappy with it. And I went back to look, and sure enough, I had them turned off. So thank goodness we are not having ads on the 20-minute beach timer this week. But it really ticked me off because it's like, okay, I paid for this footage and I made this timer, and I don't want to run ads on it because I'm doing, this on something else. So it kind of made me mad that they could just do that. JC says they put ads in people's timers who aren't monetized. True. But I am monetized. So you'd think I should be. And if you say, no, I do not want. What if you're talking about like the death of a child or some serious topic where you don't want them to cut away and sell some video game or some make $1 million on Instagram kind of, you know what I mean? Like we should have that sort of control. Matt says a lot of people re-upload copyrighted content, though. Imagine YouTube allowing the monetization of piracy. Do not get me in. Don't get me going on the whole copyright issue with YouTube.
Yeah, that's another thing. Once you're monetized, those copyright strikes start coming at you for everything under the sun because I don't know. My thought is that if you have those copyright strikes against thousands or hundreds of thousands of people, what happens when you're not being paid that money? It can go into escrow for like weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah, it can be months.
Where's that interest going? Like banks, YouTube's probably making a little percentage on all these strikes because there are channels.
They're
like,
holding the money.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Horror Geeks channel. They should know that what he's doing is going to get these strikes all the time and just ignore it. But
Every
instead,
week.
what do they do?
Yeah.
There's got to be a reason behind that, and that reason is usually money.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say it's a really biased process because there was a guy who used to do kind of like reviews for like different animes. And at one point, the anime that he did the most reviews for actually sponsored him to talk about something that they had coming out, right? And then a month after that, that entire studio went copyrighted all of his videos, 5 years worth of videos that he did.
All at once.
Yeah, all at once. And he had a team of people. So he went from being able to do his own thing and do reviews to being like, you all lost your job.
Right, because he had more. That's the thing. If you fight him, like the Horror Geek, he fights them one at a time every week. And what happens is and a lot of times they'll claim him before he posts them. And he's smart about that. He'll post them. He'll upload them so that he can work through all the copyright stuff because he is posting movie footage because he's a reviewer, which is covered under, is protected use, but he every week gets copyrighted. And these guys are pirates. A lot of times they don't own the rights.
Yes, exactly.
It's sketchy, and they know that 98% of people will not fight that copyright strike, which if you are in the right, you should definitely fight it. And so he doesn't have that issue of having 3 strikes at a time because he's like dealing with one at a time. But if one of those studios came back and decided to strike everything he had at once from a particular studio, he'd be in the exact same boat. And if you get 3 strikes, like, you're done. So don't.
And that's been criticism that's been leveled at YouTube as well, because again, like the people that come in with the copyright claims, like the approach, the tactic, because I have been studying this for a little while, is that the video will come up and its most prime time is the first 3 hours that it's up, because that's when the majority of people will come in, and that's when that's when the
right, that's when they want that money.
Yeah. So, and by the time they'll go in, they'll claim it right away, kind of like what you were saying. And then by the time it gets resolved, it's almost an entire day later. So any money that could have been made on that is gone.
It's more, you can win. They know that most people will not fight the strike. They're afraid of it. But here's the thing that's crappy. They let the people who are claiming, often falsely claiming, that they own the copyright to whatever it is you're doing, they let them decide whether or not you're violating. So what happens is Mike gets claimed for using footage, which he said, and they say copyright strike. And a lot of times he'll try to edit it out. Like it's a little piece of music or a little something that he doesn't really need, just to avoid the hassle of it. He'll try and edit it out. But a lot of times you can't. And he's clearly not in violation. And it is a review. It is not a replacement for the copyrighted material. It is a review. And for a lot of these movies, these are movies that haven't seen a theater in 25 years. They're not making any money unless Mike is sending them over. And so, right. Yeah. And so they'll do that. And then you have to write a letter to the person who says, I copyright claim you, and say, this is why. It's fair use, blah, blah, blah. And then they can just decide, no, I don't know American law or blah, but like, no, you don't get it. So then you have to fight again. And then like, it's like 3 things, but it takes like a month and a half by the time you go through it. And then at the end, they have like 10 days where they have to file they have to file a legal action against you in court, or it drops. But by then it's like been a month. So Mike has videos like a couple weeks ago. He did not upload on his regular Wednesday day because his video had been claimed and he was not going to put it up until the claim was released. And that was it. Now he did win that, I will say. He wins them all.
I had a copyright strike that I didn't win. And it was an older video too. It was back before we started doing the word stocks. And it was a little video on the difference between tension and suspense. And I think I just repeated the difference like 3 times in different ways, and then showed a little clip from this movie Psycho. And I edited it down to about 20 seconds to show where it went from tension to suspense. And I got a copyright strike, and I fought it, and they said, no, we're not going to do it. I mean, twice we went around in circles with this. So I said, okay, I'm just going to private the video, and who cares? You can't private it because they own it now.
Right.
So it continued to go on. And the interesting thing I noticed is this old video that was dead in the water was suddenly in my top 10 video list. And I said, let's watch this and see what happens. Over the year, I almost forgot about it until I recently went back to YouTube and I saw this video is still in my top 10 video watch list. And these people are still making money on it. So I finally got the clip cut out in the end, but I thought, that's both interesting and strange. How did a little dead video, when there are other videos that I made about the subject that's much more
Yeah.
to the point.
And it's clearly fair use because it's for educational purposes.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the thing. You're not trying to say, watch my video instead of watching Psycho. You're saying, here's how Psycho uses tension and suspense. Yeah, that's it. That clearly falls under fair use. Don't get me started. I guess I already am started. Laura says, I'm not monetized. My timers and stuff have ads. So annoying. Hate that. Swinton says, I'm so relieved you're continuing to provide content. Your insights are so valuable. Horror Geek hearing from the next room. Don't get me started on the effing copyright vultures. This man is, because again, he's been a movie reviewer for approximately 1 million years. He knows the law inside and out, and he does win most of them. But the more money he makes, the more viewers he has, the more watch time he has, the more subscribers he has, the more people there are. And some of these are so sketchy. Like one of them had the name of a legit content management company, but the email that he had to respond with his copyright, where he was saying like, look, this is fair use, was like some sketchy, like Italian horror movies at Gmail. Like it was so sketchy.
Yeah,
so sketchy.
A lot of overseas entities are doing that, and people have been complaining about it because it's another thing that just popped up on YouTube and they're not doing a whole lot about. You think they would recognize them for what they are.
Yeah.
And say, no, you're not coming from Universal Pictures. You're some Gmail guy. But no, it goes on for weeks and weeks and you're fighting it, and it's crap.
Yeah. Well, this is good to hear, Mom Award. Mike has actually been claimed on himself. They've copyright claimed Mike at the podium being Mike. So there's that. Yeah, so incredible. Horror Geek says, yeah, I go to the third step on them. You have to tell them either take me to court or drop it. And you know what? They don't do anything because especially for him, he has an upload. It's not live yet. It's just uploaded. And so they've not lost it. Like, there's no reason for them to take him to court. It's just ridiculous. Yeah, for using someone else's timer doing a recorded live stream. You can use mine. You guys can use mine. I will never copyright claim you. So bullshit. And I paid for all the stuff on mine, so we're good. No music on the timer either. Horror Geek says this platform does absolutely nothing to protect the people who actually make it money. There's some
which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because we were the ones that initially made it, and then once the broadcasting stations came in, they're kind of like, okay, thanks for getting us here. Now you can just get lost.
You people can screw off now. All right, so let's take all that energy we have around this issue and okay, right? Yes. The same people that Mike took all the way to the take me to court or don't, and they didn't. The very next week, they copyright struck him again.
Yeah.
Copyright struck him again. Yeah, you would think so. They don't do it.
So that's just one of the other heaps when you're, hurdles to jump over when you get monetized, because this happens a lot more. Also, I don't know about you guys if you've taken a break and noticed, but we used to have this thing. We'll talk about that when we get back. Let's get on with this.
Oh, I was trying to be good. I wasn't like, this is not like the giant hook trying to take you off straight. Say what you want to say, but we will talk about when we get back, so we won't forget. So what were you going to say?
Oh, I was just going to talk about the weird little thing with subs, how if you take a little break and you come back, you'll start losing subs, but when you upload, you get them back.
Yeah.
Well, since I've been taking longer breaks, I start losing subs after a little while. And then when I come back for every video I've recently uploaded, I've lost 5 subs.
Really?
Right after. Yes.
Okay, I have something to say about this when we get back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now this is a good conversation. Okay, cool. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and do our 20-minute sprint. And when we come back, we're going to talk about losing subs mysteriously.
Sounds good.
All right, here we go. Let's get ready to write in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. All right. I was like, had another one of those where I was like totally in the zone and like, what? 20 minutes. Okay. All right. So, how did everybody do on that last one?
8:28.
Ooh, look at you. Very nice. Very nice. How about you, Robert?
I got to the end of this short scene, and I think it improved as I went along, inserting the little tidbits I came up with yesterday. I think are helping to get the emotion set for it that wasn't there previously.
Ooh, all right. Fantastic. How about you, Caro?
I outlined another 2 issues, and I'm kind of wondering what past me was thinking when I wrote some of these bullet points, because I'm kind of like, I don't know what that means. Like,
It's like when I make notes in the middle of the night, like, oh, I have a great idea for my book. And then you'll have like some kind of gibberish. Is that where you are right now?
yeah, I kind of wrote like 3 words together with like a dot next to it, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. So.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So fantastic. I was really writing a lot. I have no idea where I am. Heather's here. Hi, Heather. Coming in to say hi and hit the like button. Thank you very much for doing that. We really appreciate it. JC's heading out. Thank you so much. We're so glad you were here today. We love you too. We are going to have time for one more sprint today. We're actually making really good time today. I'm super excited about that. All right, let's talk.
Okay.
Michelle had a thought.
I did. Okay, so I shared this link in the private chat, Lisa.
Oh, I shared it up here earlier.
Okay, so just the short version is that I used to watch this channel called Channel Makers. It's one of those like how to build a channels.
Uh-huh.
The guy, Nate, went through like a pretty serious mental health crisis and burnout earlier this year. And then when he came back, he made this video that I linked about, he was like, I solved the whole problem with why creators don't want to step away from their channels. Like, I want somebody from YouTube to see this because I think I have a solution. And apparently, according to the comments, somebody from YouTube saw it and they're looking at it. But it's brilliant. His solution is basically like when we log into our analytics, there should be like a hiatus button where we can click it. And if we want to choose like a specific end date, so we're going to take 2 weeks off, we're going to take a month off, whatever. And then there will be a countdown on our channel letting our followers know when we will be back. And also when the time comes and we have another video that we've scheduled to upload, it's going to, instead of like hide it and take away subscribers from us, it would actually heavily promote it, like make it a big deal. Hey, this person's back. Like when
Michelle's back.
Right.
Goes away because everybody takes breaks. That's the thing. Creators,
You have to.
everything takes breaks.
Yeah.
Like a TV show, just like a show on Netflix, we could use that to like build excitement and suspense about our next season.
Right.
and like he had a lot of other ideas too, but I really hope YouTube actually takes it into consideration because it would benefit them as well as obviously us.
As well as us.
Yeah,
well, and that's the
that
thing. Go ahead, Robert.
I mean, they kind of make it so it looks like you're losing subscribers and you think, oh my gosh, my channel is doing poorly. I need to get more content up. But it kind of has the reverse effect. And you can tell because it's the same pattern all the time.
Yes.
And humans don't behave that way. So you know that their system is set up to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not fooling anybody. And that's just like, why?
Yeah.
Right. Right. I mean, think about like if Bridgerton, for example, ran all the time, all year.
Yeah.
Then you would not have this. First of all, it would be impossible to create that like ongoing forever, every single week, etc. But the other part of that is that there is something, as a former dating expert, there's something about the anticipation of something. So that would actually be really effective to do that. Well, yeah, I hope they do it. I really hope they do it.
It'd be amazing.
It would.
Yeah.
It really
And
would.
not promoting it, I mean, that does not only hurt you, but it's got to affect them as well. It may be a little insignificant amount, and they hope they'll gain because you're going to panic and put up more, and the benefit for them will be kind of cumulative. But no, most people are busy. They have schedules. You can't dive in. And I made that mistake over the last month. And instead of, thinking, wow, I need to get more up, I was thinking no, I just need to step away for longer because now I'm kind of ticked off and I don't
Right.
like this platform. They're showing
Right.
that you have no control.
Right. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I don't think they have any control either. I think it's all the algorithm is like now doing its own thing. Catherine says, limping along with edits, I was slowed down by looking for my missing cell phone. Do you want me to call you? That's what I have to have people do for me all the time. Or you know what I can do? So if I do find my phone, Apple has like a find my phone thing. It's funny though, because I think like the satellite thinks my house is just slightly shifted, because often it looks like my phone is in the water. But I know if it looks like my phone is in the water, that it's actually in my office, because my office is like the closest to the water. Right. So if it looks like my phone is in the drink, it's somewhere in my little office. Mama Ward got $3.98 on that last one. Very, very nice. Very glad. I have no idea what I got, but I'm going to try and add everything up in the at the end of our next sprint, so that I have some idea how much I wrote today, because I feel like I'm making pretty good progress. And you know what? If YouTube doesn't do that, we could certainly like create our own season trailers. Like you could still be putting stuff up even if you decide you're going to take a break.
Yeah.
Like speaking of Bridgerton again, right? There's all kinds of like backstage, like, "Ooh, we're getting ready for you." And like, "Oh, it's coming on July 13th." It's not, it's like December, but you know what I'm saying? Or sneak peeks or things like that. So maybe that's something that we need to look into. Like if we're going
That's
to
a good
plan
idea, but the
Thanks.
algorithm would have to account for that as well, because you put up a short video and suddenly your watch hours goes down, and then you're getting minuses on that, so the numbers are still affecting you poorly.
Yeah. Or you could just say, "Hey, it's Lisa. I need a break. I'm going surfing this week. Could someone please just put my channel on in the background while you're doing something else and let it ride?" Yeah. I know. It is yeah, the whole thing is fascinating. Catherine said it was maddening. I could hear it, but I couldn't see it. Oh, that's the worst, right? The phone. We're talking about the phone. Hear it, but you can't see it. I have, yeah, I feel you. I'm again, always with the find my phone. If it's in the lake, it's in my office. A lot of times, though, I leave it in the laundry room, and I leave it like in the. I'll take something back to like the bedroom, and and I'll put it down so I can put something away, and then I forget where it is. So, all right, let's do our last 20-minute sprint. Yay. I know, right? I think we got an extra one in today. Let's see.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about it. I told you guys, though, I feel like I'm on a roll. I finally hit my stride with this book, and I'm very excited. Yay. And if I am excited, you must write. Okay. So and this was a good conversation to have in between sprints today. Sometimes we kind of go off on a roll, but this is something like, it's frustrating. It's very frustrating, and we're all kind of in the same boat with it at various degrees. So
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you guys, let's go ahead and do our very last sprint of the day. We're going to make this one count. Stretch your little fingers out, make them do the hard work today. And we are going to get sprinting in 3, 2, 1. Sprint. All right, so this is funny. I could not find the thing. I was like, wait, where'd the window go? So okay, there's that. Hold on. Let me get rid of this thing. All right, we are back. Oh, hold on, it's going again. All right, there we go. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay, I'm gonna do my. Oh no, I left the thing on. Hold on. So I left the dictation thing on. So my whole last thing was just dictated. Okay. You know what that's like. Okay,
Yeah,
let me
I've
just
done that.
copy and paste into a document so I can see. I don't even have a document open. How crazy is that? All right, here we go. So, how did you guys do while I'm doing the math?
Very good. Finishing the
Yeah?
chapters that I wanted to do.
Yay, that's fantastic. I'm very glad to hear that. How about you, Robert? How'd you do?
Well, this scene is just about finished. I think it's a good leaping off point to move on. So it's a
Good.
start.
All right, fantastic. Very, very nice. How about you, Carol? How'd you do?
I finished another issue outline, and then the dreaded question that all married couples encounter arrived at my doorstep, which was, "What do you want for dinner?"
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah. So I was like,
Oh my god, that's the
and
worst.
we have a rule in this house. If one person asks what the other one wants for dinner, you can't respond with, "I don't know. What do you want?" Like that's a rule. So I'm like,
Oh.
so I've been looking it up, trying to be like, what do I want to eat?
Oh no. But then wouldn't your goal every day be the first person to ask the question?
Oh, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I got 2268 during the sprints today. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That's good. All right.
Yeah.
2268. I'm happy with that. Yay. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. All right, cool. I had to like while you guys were all talking, I'm like cutting and pasting from the thing into the document. And so, yeah. All right, cool. Well, I feel like that went really well. How did you guys do in the chat? Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see. Margaret. Hi, Margaret. Last sprint, I've been clearing up my watch later list and commenting on friends' lovely videos. Thank you. After a necessary granola run, busy morning.
Nice.
Last day of no writing month, so I have to feel like I have to stick to that pattern, but editing is going. Yay. Fantastic. Very nice. Margaret says, although I did journal for the first time since last year, last night. Is that writing? It's
Yes.
Of course it is.
It's right. Well, if you're having a no writing month, then no, it's not writing. If you're doing the wordy thing where you're trying to get to 1 million words in a year, then yes. All right, just depends. It's only writing if you want it to be. All right, very nice. Margaret's off to scamper off recording a video. Horror Geek says, don't get any ideas about. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, isn't it lovely when your significant other's like in the next? But so this is kind of funny. He moved for a while to his office is right next to mine, and it's kind of big, and then he has like the studio because just because the coffin podium does not really go with our beachy decor. And but he's doing a lot of editing in the studio, but I missed him because normally his desk is by the window, my desk is by the window, and my door is right here so I can see him. And we realized that we like missed hanging out all day and just having that chat back and forth. So now he's moving back to his desk by the window. I think he's going to do both. I know, right? That's kind of sweet. Hey, honey, what's for dinner? Okay. Book 2. My total during entire sprints is 897. Yay! That is awesome. Good job. We are so glad you made it here today. Mama Ward got 917. Whoop whoop. That's fantastic. Very, nice. Very nice. You guys are killing it today. Holy smokes. I would normally be happy about, like, if I were writing, not dictating writing, I would like 800 was like, that's a thrill. That's awesome. So good on you guys. That's really amazing. All right. I am super excited. So, hey, we're done.
We're
So
done.
let's do our little outros and say goodbye. Thank you guys all so much for being here. We really super appreciate it. Let's go around the circle. I'm going to start with Michelle this time, and we'll go around this way. Yeah, thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm Michelle Schusterman. I write all kinds of stuff. I'm writing about penguins today. My YouTube channel is Writing Workshops, Traditional Publishing Chat, and Writing Vlogs.
Yay! Thank you so much for being here. Story Detectives, tell us all about you and your awesome channel.
And my channel is putting all that storytelling information that I've learned over the years under that Sherlockian microscope and breaking down the craft for you and even sometimes for myself. And you'll see that in my upcoming video as I vlog my way out of a situation with editing.
Please, everyone, go watch one of Robert's videos right this very minute. Thank you for being here. Caro Brown, tell us all about you and your awesome channel.
On my awesome channel, I talk about writing, being a writer, and well, I guess whatever I feel like talking about that week. I came here today to work on some outlining. I got it done, and I think I may have decided what I want for dinner. So
that is fantastic. So thanks so much for all of you for being here on my channel. We talk about how to write a book you're super proud of and get it published. I have committed during the Boozy Planorama on Sunday. I committed to putting up 4 new videos in September. So because I was so inspired by my little accountability run with Michelle and how helpful that's been to like getting me rolling with this new book, that Caro mentioned she was going to do some videos, and I'm like, yeah, I want to glom onto that. So if you guys want to join in on that, we would love to have you. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. You are awesome. And we will see you next Wednesday. Bye, everybody.
Take care, everybody.